shift gears and talk about matters security, not security as we know it, knowing we're just weeks ago to the elections, but securities in matters IT. And I'm now joined by, let me get this right, Sales Channel Manager.
Channel Sales Manager.
Channel Sales Manager for Kaspersky East Africa, Bethwel Opil. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Bethwel, you shared with me some damning statistics from KPMG as regards to fraud. Before we even get to IT, as regards to fraud in many other sectors of medicine and whatnot, talk to me about that.
Okay, basically what we looked at as Kaspersky Lab is the report by KPMG, fraud barometer. And the outcome of this survey shows that 75% of the fraud statistics in Africa come from basically Nigeria, Kenya, Zimbabwe, and South Africa.
We're not doing that badly. We're not at the top of the list.
So at least it shows that Kenya has joined this league of countries. Basically, this comes from factors like our growth in broadband usage and the increasing number of internet users.
Yes.
A particular case, maybe which I would like to highlight to just show the gravity of the situation, is the South African case.
Correct.
Where the research shows that actually South Africa accounted for more than 30% of this. And there are actually two sides of how the fraud comes in.
Yes.
There is what comes in through cyber criminals, and then there is what comes in through employees in the organization.
Yes.
It was found that in terms of number of incidences, we've got that the other lower caliber employees count for the highest number. But in terms of revenue, the biggest loss companies that incurred in South Africa come from senior management. And the interest of Kaspersky in all this, let me say, research is the way fraud is committed.
Correct.
It's basically through security breach. And that's where now Kaspersky as a security solution company comes in.
Bethel, we're talking about Kaspersky, and everyone talks about antivirus and all these security applications that you can buy. But also we are operating in an economy where more than 68% of us are living on less than $2 a day. So basically people cannot really afford genuine Kaspersky antivirus or any security measures offered by you and other firms that are competing with you in this market. How then do you ensure that with this crazy numbers that we're talking about, how do you ensure that people can still afford this, say, antivirus at a price that will enable them to get genuine products?
Okay, what Kaspersky has done is to try and categorize the solutions depending on the needs. We've got the personal products and we've got the corporate products. And the pricing basically ranges from the type of solution you would require.
Yes.
So our salespeople, our resellers and distributors will help you identify your needs. And we'll be able now to capture and sell for you the exact solution that you need at a reasonable price. And maybe something I should mention that basically what you've asked me was a feedback that has enabled Kaspersky to come up with a new range of products for the corporate segment called Kaspersky Endpoint Security Solutions for business.
But the people who are sharing the licenses and whatnot and really frauding your organization are the people, are the end users who may not have the money to buy the genuine product.
Okay. In fact, talk of that on the consumer segment, I think Kenya's got worldwide, Kenya's got the highest number of, let me say, people who do counterfeiting.
Yes.
But we found that actually it's not the end users who actually do this. Actually, it's fraudulent resellers.
Also, there's a market. They're just trying.
Yeah, there's a market they're trying to tap.
Yes.
And the demand for the product has actually has actually enticed them to go into duplication and the rest. But as a security solution company, we are tackling this from what I would say technology way of countering it.
Just before we move on, from a security solution point of view, where are the largest threats experienced? Is it on PCs, on handheld devices? Where are the threats that you're seeing mostly? Okay,
PCs have been the largest, let me say, sort of avenues where there's cyber crime, and but mobile devices of late has shown a tremendous growth.
Yes, because everyone now has moved.
Especially in Kenya, we have the growth in the mobile internet usage growing from 9.7 million to 18.8.
Yes.
And especially, let me say, the Android platform has shown tremendous growth in terms of attacks. But we already have a solution for that. Yes.
So how then do you ensure that your solutions are in tandem with the evolving technology every day? I mean, Apple or Samsung will be unveiling a new product every new day. How do you ensure that your solutions marry with the technology that is coming out?
Okay, now, I would like to point out that there's what we call Kaspersky Security Network, which is basically all devices which are running Kaspersky software.
Yes.
Share information with the server which sits in our headquarters. So all of that, all sorts of malware that come in are reported there, and then they are able to be sorted out. And whatever experience that came out from a new software is now kept in the database as in case a similar sort of malware is reported from any device, it can be rectified. That said and done, there's also we work closely with most of the device manufacturers. For example, even now we're able to we comfortably cover Windows 8. Samsung Android platform is totally covered now. So it's continuous research.
Okay.
Yes.
You've just mentioned continuous research, and Kaspersky has set up in South Africa for a few years now, and you've set office in Kenya. But how much of this creativity or continuous research is done by the locals, by the Kenyan brains? Because we have a lot of smart people who are into this kind of stuff. How much of local talent have you tapped in your research? Okay,
we've not let me say, we've not like taken any physical, let me say, manpower
currently, yes.
Currently, but
so the Kenyan office is more or less a distribution point.
Yeah, what happens is all the thousands of computers which are in Kenya are connected to the Kaspersky network security point, where is a sort of a cloud-based sort of communication, where any sort of experience or in terms of malware that is experienced on that device is reported.
But then we have a lot of young people at the Ngong Road, Silicon Valley, who are coming up with new stuff. Most of these guys will end up hacking your stuff. Where is the connection in tapping the local talent in what you're doing in Africa? Okay,
maybe what I'll say that Kaspersky has started first by establishing the East Africa office in Nairobi. We are looking at growing that office in terms of having technical support, sort of having, and then Kaspersky does not only operate from let me say Moscow, which is the mother country. We've got many other labs across, like somewhere in like for example, we have one in Romania. Definitely, there's a lot of interest, there's a lot of growth in terms in Africa.
Yes.
And in specific, let me say East Africa, Kenya, Tanzania are growing at a very tremendous rate, closely followed by Rwanda. So there is going to be a lot of interest and a lot of investment in this side of Africa. And who knows what might happen? Kenya could be the next base in terms of Kaspersky lab.
Very optimistic, but Bethwel, you have to close this down. You've now been in Kenya for some time. That is a Kaspersky office. What's your market share, and where do you intend to take it?
Okay, what I would say that our market share currently in East Africa, I would authoritatively say that in the consumer segment we are leading with I would say approximately 65% of the market. On the corporate segment, we are also leading at a figure of between 50 and 60%.
All right.
And we are still,
so possibly the
me and my team have still targeted quite a number of key accounts which will close in by the end of the year. Yes.
Indeed, many thanks for speaking to us at the News Desk. I've been speaking to Bethwel Opil, who is the sales channel manager at Kaspersky East Africa, on just painting a clearer picture of cyber or IT internet threats in this particular market.